So I know I'm behind on the recordings. I'm going to post them all tonight. Okay, so mitosis has got technically 4 phases, but I tend to always talk about 5. So mitosis is prophase, PMAT, prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase. And then there's this big time, which is called interphase. And interphase is the in-between stage. And a couple of things happen. So you've got a cell that's just, well, let's go back to the very beginning. There was a sperm, there was an egg, they got together, they made a fertilized egg. Before that egg can divide, you need to do the cell itself has to grow, but more importantly, the endoplasmic reticulum, the Golgi bodies, the mitochondria, like all those little organelles, all those little cell bits, they need to replicate. And that's sort of what goes on in this step of G1. All you need to know, you don't have to worry about the G1 and the S and the G2, is everything replicates, and then your DNA replicates too, the chromosomes, and then they grow some more and they get ready to divide. So in general, in mitosis, the cell grows, the DNA replicates, and it's important to remember that all the chromosomes have the identical information. And, whoops, got the wrong camera. Sammy, this is what you need to sketch. Do you have the worksheet, Sam? Okay, perfect. So as you're sketching, I'll do some conversation. I'll just keep chatting. So these things in here, John, you tell me, what are they?
I'm drawing that egg-looking thing.
You're drawing the egg-looking thing and the egg-looking thing on your sheet.
Okay.
Any ideas, John, what the purple thing is? Purple things, the stringy bits? Oh, hey, hold on. I can write on my screen. These.
Like in the eggshell one?
Yeah. Okay, these are chromosomes.
Chromosomes all have the same information.
Yes. Chromosomes. I think I spelled that. Oh, I've lost my R. Something looks wonky. So you have in your body, as do Sammy and I, 46 chromosomes in every cell. So what they do is they duplicate so that when there's a new cell, the new cell has that same information. So those are our chromosomes. Okay. The thing that's, this thing here is the nucleus.
My DNA is looking all wonky.
That's okay. It's just scribbly bits.
And am I supposed to draw like the big circle around it too?
Oh, well, your egg should have been this part. That was what I drew for you. Did you just draw this part?
Yeah.
That's a very nice DNA. Okay, then draw a bigger circle around it and put the rest of the egg in there.
Okay.
These things are centrioles. And that is as good as my writing gets when I try to use a mouse. And they're going to help us organize the chromosomes right away. Wait a minute. Oh, yeah, that's so much better. Erase this mess. So centrioles are these things. Those are my chromosomes. I forgot I could type on here. And there's our nucleus. All right, Sammy just disappeared. I am going to keep going. Whoops. I need to get rid of that. All right, Sam, don't worry if you don't get them all because I sent you the video so you can double check.
Okay.
It might just be simpler just to watch and then fix it later.
Okay, I can do that.
Now I need to, nice. Let's get rid of that. Yeah, how about let's do it that way? Because otherwise it's just weird. Okay, so these are the 4 steps: PMAT, prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase. In prophase, what I remember is that they pair up. So each one of those purple squiggles that we saw in the first video, back there we go, down here, has now doubled, and it forms this thing that looks like a big X. And this part here is 1 chromosome, and this is 1 chromatid. Don't worry about it. But it's this chunk here is identical to this piece here. And this one is identical to this. So each half of the X is the same as the other. Our nuclear membrane, you can see, is still there, but we don't need it anymore. The nucleus, its job is to protect that DNA. It's the most vital thing our cells have. It's like the most important thing in your life. It's like my grandma's pierogi recipe. It's very precious. We look after it. It's in her handwriting. We keep it sacred. We keep it safe. We have a safe at home, and the pierogi recipe goes in there. Now we're going to go make pierogies, so we take it out, and we take it out of the safe. All right. So the nuclear membrane breaks down. Those centrioles, they move to the opposite ends of the cell. Keep doing backwards on this. So these things are the centrioles. They move. And they produce these funky string things, and those are called spindle fibers. And the spindle fibers attach to the chromosomes. So that's prophase. They pair up. And then in metaphase, those lovely strings, they start adjusting and they start pulling until they get everything lined up in the middle. So imagine you had, let's say, I don't know, 90 little kids hanging out with you. Somehow you're doing a summer camp and there's 90 little kids. And you're gonna try and sort them in half. One option is you could tell all the kids, find a partner. That's what we did here. And then you could have all the kids line up across the middle of the gym or the middle of the field. Line up, line up, line up. Okay, so there's all these little kids and partners. And if you tied strings to all the little rascals, that's what we did here. We can then pull on those strings, which is, oh, dang it. Come on. What? There we go. I think I got an extra slide in there. And we pull, and in anaphase, those spindle fibers contract and they pull the chromosomes to each end of the cell. So for anaphase, it's pulling it away. So this chromosome and this chromosome have exactly the same information. So we made duplicates, and the same here, and the same here, and there, and they're being moved to the opposite ends. That's anaphase. And in telophase, or telophase, depending on which video you watch, there are 2 cells being formed. The spindle fibers have done their job. They've pulled the chromosomes to the opposite ends. Our nuclear membrane is starting to reappear. And our chromosomes are starting to get all squiggly again. And then the last step, I'm just trying to see if I can draw that one, is cytokinesis. It's not really part of mitosis, but it's just where the cells come apart. And I have a very cool video here, and it doesn't have sound, that shows you what this looks like in live cells. I'm gonna play that now. So this is real cells under a microscope. And although you can't see the centrioles, you can see them starting to move around. And eventually, let me see on this one. It looks like they're lining up kind of this way. And it's still, you can't see them, but the centrioles and the spindle, oh, there we go. Well, now I gotta move this. Let's go back a little bit. See how they're coming apart? That's anaphase where they're being pulled apart like that. And then this part's gonna be one cell. And this part's gonna be one cell. Oh goodness, here we got another one.
Oh, that's cool.
Right, and that's what they do. Is there more? Nope, that's the end of my video. Oh, no, this guy. So it's sad that you can't see in real life the spindle fibers, but look how beautifully they're lining up across the middle of the cell. And right away, they're gonna go and come apart. Okay, almost right away. Oh, did you see that? Watch that little guy. Oops. There's a little guy on the left-hand side. I'll point him out right away. Who was confused? He was lost. Oh, I don't want to see this one. Sorry. Okay. I'll point him out to you. There was somebody down here who wasn't behaving. See this guy? Look, he's supposed to be lined up in the middle. He's like in left field. And the little spindle fibers are pulling on him. And there's a spindle fiber that goes
Why are they doing
there.
that?
Because they want to get the exact same information on both sides. So they make them line up in the middle, and then they're able to separate. Sometimes that doesn't happen. Sometimes you will get a chromosome that's lost on one side, and then those cells will have the wrong number of chromosomes in them. And we'll talk about what happens in genetics.
Monster math.
Oh, no, we're not doing monster math. No.
Yeah, my son gets excited when that little ad pops up.
Okay. I'm going to stop the recording and stop the share too.